this episode of Amuse My Bouche.
You don't like cottage cheese?
I'm serving, and I'm serving.
Woo!
I'm not trying to photosynthesize while I eat butter.
Men, I live to eat, baby.
Your mouth can't taste it, but your ass can.
My ass can.
Bleep this part.
Oh my God. America in her spicy era.
He could make like cardboard taste juicy though.
Honestly, yeah.
The way he slaps that, like Chuck.
Food brings people together. We want to make food that you want to eat. We go worldwide, baby.
And now with the show.
And welcome back to Amuse My Bouche, where we dive into and explore food culture like never before in every single episode.
And I'm Jamie, and
Hey, girl.
I am your resident bouche on the ground.
Bam.
I work in restaurants. I have managed. I've served. I've cooked. I've cleaned.
I am Kaley, the other co-host who gets to do restaurant and marketing PR. It's kind of a joy. It's pretty dope. I don't have to do anything in the kitchen. Rarely sweat. Get to eat a lot of food. Wow. And thank you, YumCrunch, for having us.
Happy to be part of the fam.
We honestly, yeah. We've
Crunchy's fam.
Just kidding. That was aggressive. This is episode 2.
We're employed.
We just got here.
We don't run anything.
Literally, I've just arrived. Before we dive in, Jamie, I have a question for you.
What?
What kind of restaurants are you working in at the current present moment of your life?
It's like Southern SoCal, Mexican inspired. It's really good. It's in Silver Lake.
Yeah.
Great fried chicken. Great
Silver
biscuits.
Lake?
Yeah.
What? How is the commute here? That is so far.
Well, but it's close to where I live.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I
really
don't
good.
live at the studio, Kaley.
I mean,
I don't know if you knew that.
I
but
don't know. I do work really hard.
She works hard and plays not at all.
Not at all.
And I like to play and not work, so it's a perfect balance.
So here we are.
And
you're making the sandwiches.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm serving, and I'm serving, which I like to say a lot on this show. It's going to be a recurring thing.
We're not surprised.
But if you go to All Day Baby and I'm there, say hi, and we can be friends.
Yeah, if you want to go to Jupiter on a random Wednesday from the west
There
side.
are people that live on the east side, Kaley. I just moved to LA and I know this. So
did you hear that, everyone? She just moved to LA and chose
February.
Silver Lake. It makes sense.
No, I don't live in Silver.
Sorry.
Okay, we digress. So today we're talking about 2024 food predictions, America's new spice tolerance, which I'm very curious about, and how Instagram changed food forever, which I'm very excited about. And today our special guest is none other than pitmaster and Food Network alum Chuck Matto, aka Chuck's Flavor Train.
That's right.
Yeah,
Go,
who you can
Chuck!
also find on YumCrunch. So
Let's go.
there you go. Speaking of like flavor train, a flavor train that I am excited to talk about are the 2024 predictions. What's going to happen in food and flavor. I think a big prediction is faux fish.
What?
You've heard of plant-based, you've heard of impossible meat, now we're talking faux fish. So in this segment, Bouche on the Ground, I'm going to be talking to you as the boots on the ground, the person in the restaurant industry who has some opinions about these predictions.
Bouche on the ground.
So Whole Foods did 2024 marketing research on what is going to be most popular. Now, let's be real. I'm talking to you, Whole Foods. This is an advertisement for you. Like, most of the recommendations on here are just things that Whole Foods sells.
Come on.
However, there are some interesting things on here.
Okay.
Like, apparently, if you saw our last episode, we did talk a little bit about caviar. And caviar has had a chokehold on the internet.
Yes, it has.
Because of apparently its versatility. And, you know, there are affordable versions as well. I have not come across them. However, my producer has told me that there are some.
Okay.
They don't pay me enough to know. But there are, you know, fancy faux fish being ordered by restaurants now.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we have a video of tinned fish and caviar because tinned fish is apparently accessible. This is real fish in these tins.
Great. They were swimming at one point?
They were swimming at some point.
Okay.
Much like Titanic passengers.
Oh, that's sad. The caviar didn't swim yet because it didn't get the chance.
It's okay.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, no.
I'm not a big fan of pickled onion.
I just inhaled a lot of it over there for lunch. She said cottage cheese?
That's so good.
Naming a lot of ingredients I don't vibe with. I'm gonna be real honest.
You don't like cottage cheese?
Do not like cottage cheese. If you're gonna try to get me to eat something, naming it cottage cheese, not a good way to get me to do
I
that.
don't know. I think of a cute little countryside. A little cute countryside.
I think of moldy, old. It's also the texture of it. Literally, it's like expired milk.
What? No, it's not.
100% that's the
It's
texture of
light.
cottage cheese.
It's fluffy. It's versatile. You could put it in a blender, and then everything has protein in it. How do you get your protein in every day? The
Meat.
Okay. I mean, you could if you wanted to.
In more ways than one. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm in a long distance relationship. Anyway, I think that the way that I feel about Beyond Meat is like, I mean, so like a lot of people are confused and frustrated by like Beyond Meats, and I think bringing faux fish into this is interesting. Yeah. I do like Beyond Meat. I think there are some good ones, but apparently now like some are just as unhealthy as eating real meat.
Oh, great.
So they're trying to like get back to the basics, like
So
real
it's
plant-based.
Just
And
a piece of broccoli.
yeah, and like
probably.
if you just eat vegetables at that point. You know, I
Carrots.
eat meat because I want to.
Greens.
Anyway, moving
Yeah.
on. Another trend this year has been butter boards. Have you heard of
Yes.
this? You've heard of this? I had never heard of
Bro,
this.
the cheapest, best thing to bring
Here's a
to a
picture of
party.
one.
It's fat on a board, beautiful.
It's literally just spreads of butter with like whatever you want on top. So the picture we're
Literally
looking at, I
perfect.
believe, has like mint and maybe
Some
flowers, cilantro.
Little pomegranates, but I don't think that's pomegranate.
No,
Some
it's like
honey
edible
on
flowers,
there.
honey, onions,
Okay.
shallots, maybe.
Sure.
And
Oh,
then there's
see?
another picture we're looking at, which has
Stunning.
maybe endives.
More flowers. I'm not a huge flower person. I mean, if we're gonna do a butter board,
That's
I'm gonna
more
put some,
for,
like,
I feel like, the visual than anything else. Like, who are you
Totes.
really helping by putting flowers on your
That's a correct statement.
your board? I'm not
vibe
trying
with
to
that.
photosynthesize while I eat butter. I just, here's the thing. A butter board, I get, like, it's
Yeah.
like an affordable
Yeah.
version and last minute doable thing,
100.
like, rather than a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
So for the Gen Z in me, I'm like, I get this.
Okay.
However, like, I don't need all that, you know?
Oh.
Just give me a stick of butter and give me a piece of bread and I'm good to
I mean,
freaking
you
go.
could, but then the artist and you can't really like pop off when you're with your friends who are all.
There's
also
no
broke.
artist in me. There's only laziness. And the
All right, I
lazy
hear
in
you.
me thinks, why am I taking the time to spread butter on the board? I could just get a
Yeah,
knife
that's true, and put it
and
on
butter
the baguette
and then
itself.
bada bing, bada boom. You know? Like, I'd
Plus-
rather spread it on my bread than on a board.
I hear you.
So that's my take on that.
I mean, okay, yeah. I would not lean on the flowers. I would go more like garlicky herbs. I would
that
add
is
some
more appealing.
weird shit to like what butter would be delicious with. Like maybe I would
Sure.
even throw like pieces of steak on there. And
Is
then it's
that
like a
steak
butter
on
board
there, on this
with
one?
some stack. I don't know.
It looks like rare
Maybe.
meat on
Oh,
this
it
one.
looks kind of like a fig
or
or
fruit
something.
Yeah, maybe a fig or a dragon fruit. I
If
don't
it's a
know.
dragon
No,
fruit,
no,
that'd
no.
be kinda
Dragon
dope.
fruit has the speckles.
All right, I mean that's beautiful.
Well, anyways, it's
Couldn't
pretty
do that
but
in the
not
summer.
practical for me. Is
Yeah.
my take.
Okay.
Excuse me while I burp on audio.
Let it fly.
That's what that harnessed in me. Gas. So, also in the 2024 predictions, we have been told that spice is getting hotter. I do think that
Yes.
Sean Evans has a lot to do with this trend.
Hell yeah.
I feel like Hot
Sean-
Ones, shout out to our brethren
He's
in
gonna
food
be on next
shows.
week.
I wish. I do think that like spice trends are very internet culture.
Hell yeah.
Like trying like ghost peppers
Oh
and
my
shit
God, it's
and
the
like
best.
people are really going hard for hot sauces.
Yeah, they are.
DIY
Yes.
situations,
You can,
making
like,
your own hot sauce, spicing
Concoct it up. Yeah.
I feel like that's big in LA, especially because I feel like Mexican food is huge,
Yep.
Thai food is huge
Yep.
here, Vietnamese,
come on.
Indian. These are all cuisines that have a lot of spice to them. How do you do with spice?
I'm a spice fanatic.
Really?
I love it. Yes. Let me tell you a story.
Do you love spice? But how's your tolerance?
It's
though?
phenomenal, and I'll
Okay.
tell you why.
Tell me.
I get COVID twice, 2020, 2021.
Mm.
2 times. Both times lose my sense of taste, which
Wow.
is kind of like my direction in life. Like if I can't taste it, like who am I? Where am I?
No, I wouldn't have
What's
an
the point of
identity.
existence?
Yeah.
Why would you?
No, I live to eat. I don't eat to live.
Men, I live to eat, baby. Okay, so I lose my sense of taste. I lose who I am. I don't
Yeah.
even know
Lost in the
where I
sauce
came from. I'm
without
lost
the
in the
sauce.
sauce. So I started ordering takeout food that was hot enough for me to feel it if I couldn't taste it.
Right.
So I'm like wolfing down, researching left and right, like the hottest things I could
Your
possibly
mouth can't
order.
taste it, but your ass can.
My ass can.
Felt it on the way out.
And
for
you know
sure.
what? Completely worth the experience.
Wow.
It was a joy. You know why? Because I walked out of that COVID experience with a superpower to be able to eat any sort of level of hot spice.
Wow.
Ever. Like, under any circumstance. You want to put me on hot ones, put me on hot
Damn.
ones, I will inhale that ish. I will probably
Da
cry.
bomb beyond insanity.
Da
You're on it.
bomb beyond insanity. Oh my god, it's so good. We should definitely do a
Fearing
taste test.
for my life.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest. So,
I love spice,
Yeah.
but my tolerance is not that good. I like to think that I like
Yeah.
to think that I could body my way through
Totally.
spice.
Yeah.
But there just comes a time where my intestines say no longer.
no longer
no
for
longer.
you. Yeah. What's the hottest thing you've ordered in LA?
I had a
eaten maybe
Penang
with it?
curry the other day, and I was like, let me just say we ball and get it on the hottest level possible.
Go. What happened?
My night was over, and the rest of it was spent on a porcelain throne. So there you have it. But I did
Let's
enjoy. It
go.
was great going in, just not as
Okay.
fun. It was just as hot coming out.
Come on. Did you have to
Unfortunately.
pair it with stuff while it's going down? Because that's what I do. That is, I do.
Pepto-Bismol,
Okay.
I would say, was the biggest pairing.
Got
My
it.
wine pairing.
Yeah.
It had notes of pink. I really got the. Nope, that's too far.
That's too far.
I was about.
I already
you
saw
knew
it in
it.
your
You
eyes.
knew it.
I'm like, we're about to
You're
go
like, and
off the
scene,
rails.
bleep this part.
Oh my god.
I am interested in
Yeah.
spicy foods popularity in the U.S. because I feel
Yeah.
like inherently the U.S. is not a spicy place. It's like everybody
Yeah.
else's cuisines that make it spicy.
Yes,
So
yes.
how are we doing on spice here?
In the United States of America.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're leveling it up.
Yeah.
It used to be diners, central. I mean, I'm speaking specifically to like middle America because that's where I'm from. Really not a lot of spice lovers there unless you want to throw a couple of jalapenos on ish, but
Yeah.
it's kind of lame.
Okay.
Now that we have access to all different kinds of cuisines all over the world, specifically we're eating it through media, right?
Yeah.
And the demand for it is going up now in Chicago. It's going up for spicy foods everywhere. I think we're doing a great job. But it's basically just learning new cultures through their different flavor spice profiles, you know?
I love that.
I think we're bumping it
So
up.
big picture.
Yeah.
Bouche in the sky.
Yeah.
Or Bouche in the clouds.
Bouche in the clouds.
I know the segment name.
Boosh in the clouds.
America in her spicy era, my
Yeah.
good people. According to Newsweek, spicy food is a consumer shift here to stay, experts are saying. The shift to a spicier taste profile concerns younger generations and their search for more diverse flavors. And see, this is me in America. I am America up here. You know what I'm saying? That's not the greatest thing I've ever said.
No.
I don't, okay.
Just
We're
in
back
terms of
to it.
flavor profile, not in terms
flavor
of
profile.
anything else, specifically
Nah.
human rights.
Yeah, just in general. Yeah, right.
Great. Moving
Right.
on.
According to Nestle USA, it's because of the increasing diversity of the world in younger generations.
Love.
There is more food accessibility to cuisine from around the world,
Okay.
and the embracing and melding of cultures has led to this incredible food moment in time, which is exactly what I was saying about 15 minutes before, and Nestle here to back me up.
Nestle, the great humanitarian organization that you identify more with than America.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Which I think is great. Food brings people together. And I
It
feel
does.
like we're on a great wavelength of getting to learn more about people all over the world via their food.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
How, because you said that we consume food through media, which is true. We also
Yeah.
consume it in real life when
In the
we eat
real
it.
world,
But
yeah.
in terms of media, because I feel like there's been a big driving force of food on media.
Yep.
Specifically Instagram. What's going on there? In your
First of all,
professional opinion.
Professional opinion. So I'm a marketing director for a restaurant group called the Mansky Hospitality Group. Shout out. They have 4 restaurants in LA and 21 in the Philippines. I specifically
Whoa.
work on the Los Angeles ones. Now that you have the background. All I do all day as the marketing director is Instagram.
Wow.
Pretty much. That is a huge, huge part of my job because Instagram now is the website for restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't going to Google as often as they once were, even last year. They're going to Instagram to call your restaurant, to find the hours of your restaurant, to
Look at your food.
Look at your food, to see the ratings. I'm going to look at the tagged photos. I'm going to see who's talking about you, what's happening.
True.
Instagram is the driving force of, like, where I go to eat now. Just as a consumer
No,
itself.
the amount of times, like, as a server, the amount of times that a customer will come in and be like, what's this? And point to a picture on our Instagram.
Boom.
They're like, I want that.
That's
and
it.
I'm like, we actually haven't had that since 2021, which it says under the photo. But the customers don't read. They only look. So
just look.
Instagram, important.
Yes, a hugely important. Absolutely.
Boosh on the Zoom.
Our guest today was a finalist. I'm so excited to interview this guy. Was a finalist on this season of Barbecue Brawl and has millions of social followers. Let's see what Chuck has been up to. Let's roll some clips here. We've got 5 barbecue cuts that I want to see. Kirsten, hit it.
These
please.
5 cuts are guaranteed to be a hit in your backyard.
This is amazing.
Season it up, salt, pepper, whatever you like, grill away and enjoy.
Come on.
Chicken thighs,
That looks like a
affordable,
good cut of
great
meat.
for a marinade, wonderful moisture level,
Yeah.
one of my favorites to cook up.
Yeah.
The fat content, make sure they're not going to dry you out,
Come
easy
on.
to grill.
And
Bone-in
people say
pork
chicken
chop,
can't be good.
incredibly affordable, the bone adds a nice bit of flavor and helps
I
keep
like
the
how he's
moisture
very, like,
marinade,
affordable
marinade,
focused.
Same.
dry rub,
As someone who
whatever you
has
like. Just don't
no
overcook
money,
it.
no
Pull it
income.
off at
Yeah.
140, let it rest to 145. This is a hanger steak, one of my favorites, kind of a butcher's secret. Don't just dry rub this thing, marinate it.
What
Yeah.
part of the body
Yeah.
is a hanger
Cook it to
steak?
medium
I don't
rare.
know.
Mwah, delicious.
That's
I-
good.
If
I mean,
you
a
like
cow's
seafood,
body.
this is for you. Not fishy, great flavor.
Baby got
holds
butter.
up to the grill. Butter, lemon, simple, easy, always delicious. A great
He could
entry-level
make, like,
fish to
cardboard
grill.
taste
It spreads
juicy,
like
though.
fish
Yeah.
like a ref with a whistle.
Like a riff with a whistle.
Yeah,
I love
period.
this guy.
I
Amazing.
I do. That looks good.
Are you a meat eater typically? Like, you lean?
I try to only eat, I try to avoid red meat unless it looks like what he's making.
Yeah,
And then I'm like,
why?
I would I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
People say, I mean, every few years they're like, red meat's good for you. And then every few years they're like, red meat's bad for you. And then they're
Yeah.
like, don't eat MSG. And then they're like, eat a snort MSG. And then they're like,
Every morning for
so I
breakfast.
feel like all of it's a lie.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like everything in moderation. But
Got
I
it.
just try not to eat too much of it. But I do end up eating it when I go out. Because, like,
Absolutely.
restaurants, I'm not going to buy red meat for myself because I'm not
expensive.
worth it.
Also,
it's
yeah.
expensive and I'm not going to do it well enough that I'm like, this is worth it. But if I'm at a restaurant or in Chuck Matto's presence, I'm going to eat that shit up.
Amen.
I think we have another video of a rotisserie rabbit.
A
Say
bunny.
that 10 times fast. Yeah.
An actual bunny rabbit that he's gonna cook up for us.
You made it sound sad.
I know. Well, I couldn't help it. It's a rabbit. Like, I've never eaten rabbit before.
Okay, but you
Let's
eat cow.
rotisserize a rabbit. Sorry, Bugs.
See
Gonna
what I
start by
tell
making
you?
a
The way he
marinade.
slaps
Garlic
that,
oil,
like,
rosemary, thyme,
Chuck.
garlic, lemon, zest, and my
Come here.
garlic pepper rub. Layers of flavor, baby. Let that rabbit soak and saturate
Chuck
up for
needs a
about
hug.
4 hours. Stuffing the shit out of it. Lemon, onion, shallot,
it looks
rosemary.
like-
Onto the hasty.
It looks
Some
like
white wine
bugs.
for our marinade,
Oh.
more herbs.
Hell
Go ahead
yeah.
and grab this thing up. You want this to be
Chug it.
tasty and juicy.
Chug.
Time
Y'all.
for the peanut butter breakdown. You know it's done right when the meat pulls apart like butter. Go ahead and plate this up. Pinky popping and proper. More
Yeah.
olive oil. Oh, hi, princess. Help me finish it off, baby girl. A little garnish,
I
and there
regret
you
saying
have
what I
it.
said
Talking
earlier.
about
Here's
that
water.
rabbit magic. Juicy like Lucy, baby.
Hachi chachi.
He does.
Like a ref with a whistle. Bang, bang,
Period.
flavor gang.
That looked really good. I think that something that's impressive is
I
doing
love
rabbit
this
or
kid.
duck well because
Yeah.
they are typically like
From
hard
the
to do.
forest.
And rabbit, and this is from my days working in a kitchen.
Tell
Hi.
me.
Rabbit is easy to make gamey. as they say, like chewy, not fun to eat.
Right.
And he looks like he makes it juicy, falling off the bone. So we love to see that.
Why? What's the trick? How do you make it juicy?
That's
falling off the
above
bone?
my pay grade, but maybe
right.
we can ask him because we do have Chuck coming to the
Yes,
floor.
we do. I'm not
Chuck!
Chuck,
Hey,
welcome.
hey.
Yes.
What's going
Okay.
on?
I
Appreciate
wish
y'all having me.
I only have Schweppes,
Bitch,
but
what? Where was the memo?
unbranded.
That stuff's
Dang.
bad for you. I think water kills people. I don't know.
That's what I've been
That's
saying.
what I've heard.
For years. Chuck.
Love it.
Jeez. What are we drinking, Chuck?
I'm sipping on a little whiskey, keeping it classic, you know, trying to be elegant and sophisticated.
Absolutely. Listen, the Flavor Gang has arrived. Thank you for joining us today. What
Thank
an
you for
honor.
having me.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Where did you start in the kitchen? That's my first one. When did it start? How old were you? Were you growing up? Mom and dad, are they in the kitchen? Tell us a little about your
I think-
story.
Absolutely. I think like most people with an affinity for food, it starts off in the kitchen with
Come
a
on.
family member. In this case, it was my mom
Yes.
making dinner every night. And then my dad was handling breakfast duties, pancakes, bacon, and eggs. But I can always remember ever since I was a kid being in the kitchen with my parents making food. And then I think it started off maybe second or third grade. I realized I don't want to wait for them to cook anymore. And I can reach the pantry and everything I need, start cooking.
Self-sufficient.
And then that's that. So, and that's why you're 350 pounds, you know, so here we are.
There
The
we
whole process.
You wear it well.
You absolutely
Thank you.
do. It makes me believe
Thank you.
everything that you're saying about food more and more and more because it looks like you know it. You know it well.
It's that classic saying, you never trust the skinny chef.
Amen. Absolutely. So you were adopted. Now that we're just
Correct.
gonna wing it, you have two Italian parents, right?
My dad is Italian. My mom, for lack of a better term, is a mutt.
Okay.
So she's Swiss, Irish, German,
Yeah.
Spanish, and I think something else. So.
Let's go.
But yeah, she made Italian food. with my dad and
Blended, but
tried to, yeah, absolutely. So
Let's go. I love it.
I
How?
mean, she's your mom, not mine. Like, if
There
I
you
called
go.
my mom a mutt, I wouldn't be eating dinner.
For a
right,
week?
and I used to always say, oh, she's a mix of blah blah blah, and people got sick of that. So I just said she's a mutt, you know,
Yeah.
mixed, whatever you want to say.
Amazing. What kind of flavors did growing up in an Italian kitchen primarily? How are you bringing that into your today cooking, especially with barbecue? Because that's kind of two interesting worlds to be blending.
100%. I think the main ways I combine them are the first one is absolutely bringing in the herbs, rosemary, thyme, oregano. Anytime I can use those herbs, I am. And the follow-up would be cooking with wine. I love to cook with wine. I like to drink wine. It's something my mom did. So if I'm braising something, it's going to cook low and slow. I'm throwing some wine in there. If not, I'll throw in some brown liquor. But, I try to bring in the herbs and then braise. I really like to slow cook things, let the flavors come together, into a nice, happy family.
Yeah.
I
love a cheap wine because I'm cheap and you can cook with it.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, you can cook with anything. Cheap wine, expensive wine. I say if you'll drink it, cook with it. If you won't drink it, don't cook with it.
Okay. Speaking of cooking whatever you like, 50 years ago, you had to go to like a fancy schmancy steakhouse to get a good cut of meat. You had to pay out the ass. You had to, dress up in fancy clothes.
Yeah.
And, I think you're helping make good steak, like genuinely steak that I would die to eat.
Yeah.
Affordable and accessible for everybody. And I want to know more about that. Like, how have you been able to make such a stereotypically elite food
Come on.
available to the masses?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as you said, 50 years ago, you did have to do that. Times have changed. And I think I try to keep it simple. One, know your techniques. Cook with good heat to get a good crust. Two, butter and salt. Butter and salt make everything better.
Yes.
And then outside of that, let your meat rest. If your steak comes out dry, as soon as it comes off the pan, if you cut into it, all that juice is going to run out. Let it sit there, let it rest. It's going to soak up all those juices. But know the temperature, butter and salt, let it rest. That's all you need.
End of story.
Come on.
I love that.
I'm pretty sure it's a scientific fact that butter and salt make everything better. I mean, I did fail science, but I do think that's a fact.
I went to theater school, so I haven't looked at numbers since high school, but I'm willing to stake my life on that.
I get what you did there.
Hey now, Chuck, I saw you do Comedy Supper Club, which is, your YumCrunch series. For those of you watching, you should check it
Yes.
out.
Yes.
And it was so much fun watching you cook with your fellow comedians. We love seeing cooking with a comedic flair. I mean,
go.
every night me cooking is comedic, but that's because I don't know how to do anything. But I do want to hear more about about your concept of that show. How did it come to be? What are you putting into it of yourself?
Absolutely. So the concept's pretty straightforward. As you said, it's myself cooking with comedians. It's in the title, Comedy Supper Club. And I think the biggest thing we're trying to do with that is have fun.
Yes.
You know, break down those barriers.
Thank
I think a lot of
God.
times these cooking shows are so uptight and stuffy. We want to make food that you want to eat,
Yes.
but we also want you to come and want to hang out with us. You know what I'm saying?
It's
It should be a
working.
good vibe.
Yeah.
Food brings people together, and that's
Come
what we're trying to
on.
do through this series. So.
Love it.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
I mean, I want to cook with you. I loved
Seriously.
watching you cook, but I wanted to be up there so bad.
I'm a big believer in karma. You said you want to cook with me. Once you put it out in the universe, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
If
I
not,
wanna
we'll
eat-
make it happen after this. 100%.
Okay, good.
We gotta
Come
do it.
on.
Please.
Done and done.
Love it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I do have a question, personal question, if that's cool. How many kids do you have? That sweet little daughter of yours keeps popping up.
Yes.
Is that the only one?
She is my one and only. Yes,
Oh!
my daughter Amaya, 5.5, pride and joy.
She's
And
5.
honestly, I felt like if I had another one, my heart would explode. I don't even know how I'm
know.
keeping it in with
Come
her. So.
on.
What's your favorite food to cook with her, or her
Yeah.
favorite thing that you make?
I think my favorite thing to make with her
Yes.
is probably pizza.
Love.
She
So
loves
fun.
to make pizza. I love to make pizza. It's interactive. It's fun.
Yes.
My favorite, or her favorite thing that I make, she doesn't do it as much. She's kind of afraid to flip them for whatever reason, but I'd say grilled cheese. What kid doesn't like grilled cheese? I like to get
Absolutely.
crazy. I let her as much cheese as you want, put it on there, you know,
Come
absolutely.
on.
So
Is she just like a
And then-
cheese person?
just cheese, but you gotta cut it diagonal. Diagonally cut grilled cheese just tastes better.
It's the
been proven.
only way.
She's a
It
brilliant
does.
peach.
It definitely is.
Triangles, man.
She's smart. Yeah, she's a boss. She's a
Absolutely.
boss. She runs the house there.
I love it.
Let's go. Question for you.
Yes.
Your flavors are pretty all ranging. Where can we find the spice lines that I can bring it home myself and don't have to concoct anything? Because that looks seriously aggressive to try and figure out by myself.
Thank you. Yeah, if you wanted to elevate, and celebrate your flavors,
I
make
do.
sure things are flavor packing,
Please.
never lacking,
Yes.
and official like a rep with a whistle.
Hey.
You can check out YumCrunch.com, Instagram.com/ChuckFlavorTrain.
Love.
Go ahead and search for it.
Let's
You can
go.
grab them there. All of them are going to be a banger.
Let's go. So you can buy your spices at YumCrunch.com.
You can. You can actually get everything basically affiliated with me, all my
Come
spices
on.
and everything you need at YumCrunch.com
The
as well.
t-shirts, the
Comedy Supper
swag.
Club will be up there, everything. So
Come
yeah, we got
on.
about
Love it.
t-shirt swag,
Catch me there in
YumCrunch.com.
about 15 minutes.
No,
Let's
true.
go.
And as somebody who had the joy of being in the live audience of Comedy Supper Club and watching Chuck, you have to watch this show because
Yes.
not only is he just the greatest, funniest host, but also the food. If you can smell it through the TV, I'm sure.
Let's
but sitting
go.
in that room, I was drooling.
And that's the best part. I even said it in the studio. I'm like, it's one thing to be up here and cook and have it look good, but
Yeah.
being able to share it with the audience. And I
True.
tell them, like, if this tastes like shit, please tell me. But
Need to be
nobody was
honest.
upset.
Yeah.
Everyone enjoyed it and
Come
they loved it. So
on.
that's what it's about. It's making first food.
And I think that, as I think you can be a part of the audience, right? Because you're
Shut
going
up.
on the road. So how can
You
somebody...
That's the plan. That is the plan. We call it the Flavor Train for a reason. Flavor Train and YumCrunch. We going worldwide, baby. So
Taking
get ready.
it
Get your
on
tickets and hop
choo
on board.
choo. Wait, so how? So they just get their tickets at YumCrunch.com to be in the audience?
Correct. Yeah,
Let's
we're
go.
still in the planning stage, but yeah, YumCrunch.com will have everything.
So where can our fans follow you, Mr. Chuck?
You can find me all over the internet
Let's go.
and on TV, but
Yes.
Instagram.com Chuck's Flavor Train, TikTok Chuck's Flavor Train,
Come on.
YouTube Chuck's Flavor Train, Facebook's the same. Check me out on Food Network, Barbecue Brawl, on YumCrunch.com.
That's right.
You'll find me.
Let's
I'm hard to
go.
miss.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Chuck,
you
for being
so
here.
much. We'll
Thank
see
you
you
for
soon.
having me.
Please. We would love to have you back.
Absolutely. Maybe live in studio. I'll bring some food. We'll make a party of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Catch me
and
there.
whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, and the whiskey.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
It's
Bye,
a date.
Nice to meet
Cheers.
you. Cheers.
Say hi to
Much
Amaya
love.
for us.
This
Bye.
is amazing. Oh my gosh. That was dope. He's cool.
He's so cool.
Can you imagine him as my dad? That would be a weird thing. As a dad.
I can, because I've seen him with his child now, so I can imagine. Kaley, it's okay.
Whoa.
We're getting her the help
I
she
would
needs.
love to make pizza with that dude.
No, that would be fun.
As
That would
my
be fun.
dad.
My dad can't cook eggs, so I am a little bit
maybe
jealous.
you could get adopted too. I don't know.
I think that was a great place to finish off. I don't think we're gonna top the flavor train.
Honestly, I doubt
and
it.
honestly, I'm not just saying this because I work with / for YumCrunch and I love them.
Yeah, tell us
I do
the
love
truth.
them.
Tell us the truth.
But cards on the table, the food that Chuck made on his show was so freaking good. I dream about it. Like I went home. He made we made as if I had anything to do with it.
We were there together.
Yeah, I was in the
slaving
presence
away
of
for
greatness.
hours.
No, he made like risotto with scallops, and he made like lamb and all of these incredible things.
So
he made
he's not
the
just
most
a
gourmet
one-track barbecue kind of guy.
Crab cakes.
He's leaning into all sorts of
It's insane. And he teaches you so well, but in a fun way. It doesn't feel taxing, and I feel like it is exactly what he said. It's a fun way to learn how to cook good food.
Oh my god.
So genuinely, if you do have the opportunity to be in the audience, it is the best ticket you'll ever buy because you'll get fed good food and get to laugh.
Okay. Done.
And that's not just that's a genuine plug, okay? It's advertising, but I believe in it, so it counts for more.
I can tell. Look at her.
Okay.
She's serious in her eyeballs.
I
I think we're going to wrap here.
We're
but
wrapping it up.
First, I would love to hear what was your sweet and sour this week?
My sweet and sour this week. My sweet is that we're in this sweet spot between like Thanksgiving and the end of your holidays, and so people are getting a little bit more generous with their tips.
Yes.
Not much, LA, not much, but slightly more generous with their tips. Tip your servers, guys.
Yeah, do that.
Seriously. So that's sweet.
My sweet is this is a hilarious statement. I have 7 roommates.
What?
I live with 8 people total in one house, which is aggressive because back to the broke thing. We're moving up, and they happen to be some of my greatest friends, and it is such a joy. One of them was in a cookie competition, and she baked for hours and hours and hours yesterday.
Wow, we should have her on.
Oh, we absolutely should. I'm not gonna say anything because she's probably gonna watch this. They were pretty awesome. Okay, and now I have an unending amount of
Cookies. Love.
I'm gonna shut up now. That was all.
What's your sour?
That they were pretty moderate.
Oh my god.
So that's that. We're all about honesty here. We're all about elevating the flavor train. No, I don't have time. I'm a marketing director. Anyway, take it away.
I'm like actually shook to my core right now.
I'm sweating. Why
so
do
when
I
I
always
said we
sweat
should
in
have
the
her,
show?
well, because you just like dissed one of your friends.
I know. It was
That's
a
why you're
slight,
sweating.
honest encouragement to maybe like don't keep them in for so long. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm not. Tell me what your sour was.
Said from the mouth of somebody who is self-admitting that she doesn't know how to make things. So,
but I know how to taste them correctly.
Wow. Okay, my sour is that I'm never going to feed Kaley. No, my sour is that this is a bittersweet sour, which I don't know if that works flavor-wise, but my sour is that at work, people always bring their dogs, which I love. I'm obsessed with dogs.
Into the restaurant?
Well, in or around, like they sit outside with them, whatever. But I love them so much. And at work, like I can't just be petting all the dogs because I'm serving food. So I can't pet them. But it's like a tease because I love dogs so much and I just want to smush my face in them and like.
Oh, God.
But then I can't do that because I'm serving food. So my sour, I guess, is that I want to hug a dog and I can't.
Be honest. How many times have you smushed your face into a dog and then went to go serve someone their spicy burrito?
Comment below how many times a day you think that happens.
12 minimum has that happened. 12 minimum. How long you worked there?
And if my bosses are watching this, I wash my hands all the time, and I never do that.
So none of anyone who knows us is allowed to watch the show. So we need you guys to seriously subscribe.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And follow us, but like on the DL, you know?
But do not blow it up.
And comment below what your sweet and sours for the week are. They could be food related, they could be non-food related, but if they are food related, then maybe next show we will taste your favorite or least favorite thing.
Yeah.
And tell you our opinions on it because we know you care so much about what we
You absolutely should, because we are professionally tasting food. I have something on my nose. Thanks for having us again and joining us at the YumCrunch Amuse Our Bouches. I won't
It's
do
just
that again.
Amuse My Bouche.
It's just the one. It's just Amuse My Bouche.
Amuse My Bouche, singular. Singular bouche.
Only one bouche.
Follow, like,
Yeah,
subscribe, comment, share with your friends and your mom.
I bet if you even unlike it, it would still.
No, don't unlike it. Why? Just.
I've never done this before.